the show on the road. Shall we? Shall we? I'm going to explain it, and I'm going to let Neville Goddard in the background do the speaking for me while I draw out our human tendencies. Got a little bit of inspiration from Homath and how what we really want, really deep down inside want, ends up happening, and why we end up trumping ourselves or letting ourselves down basically because we want something more than the other thing. And that's what they say over here at Saints Addiction is that, it's giving up one thing for everything is an addiction, right? This is what I'm talking about this morning, marijuana motivation. Already had it, but I didn't draw it out. And I have some piece of paper and some time and a peace of mind to draw this out and explain to people just how Saints Addiction made the flip from my negatives to my positives, and also how I beat this like kind of invisible system that we have inside of us. So I'm going to try to draw this out. I'm not going to try. I am going to draw this out. I'm going to do. And in that, I'm going to let Mr. Mark Goddard or Neville Goddard explain it while I do it.
Let us begin with a fundamental principle. The world you see around you is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. Every circumstance, every person, every event in your life is a mirror showing you the contents of your own consciousness.
This will be our
This may seem daunting at
homeostasis.
first, but I assure you it is the most liberating realization you can have. For if the world is a reflection of your inner state, then to change your world, you need only change your inner state. And how do you change your inner state? By relaxing and letting go of your old beliefs, your old patterns of thought, and embracing the new. Imagine for a moment that you are an actor on a stage. The role you have been playing up until now has been assigned to you by society, by your
Homeostasis.
by the beliefs you have accumulated over the years. But now you have the power to step out of that role and choose a new one.
Homeless.
You can be anyone you want to be, have anything you want to have, do anything you want to do. But here's the catch. You must first relax and let go of the old role. You must release your grip on the identity that no longer serves you. This is where many people
Extreme lows.
They cling desperately to what they know, even if it makes them unhappy, because they fear the unknown. Yet, my friends, it is in the unknown that all possibility lies.
Extreme
Here is
highs.
the void, the space of pure potential that desires can take form. So I urge you, relax your grip on the known. Let go of your preconceptions about who you are and what you're capable of. For in that way, you create space for something new to enter. Now you might be thinking, but Neville, how can I let go when I want to go back? How can I relax when my
Homeless, homeostasis.
and to this I say you're very wanting.
This is our homeostasis line.
Is what keeps your desire at
This
bay.
will be rich and prosperous.
When you want something, you are affirming its absence in your life. You are saying, I do
Right.
not have this thing, and therefore I want it. But remember, the world is a reflection of your inner state. If you constantly affirm lack, you will experience lack. Instead, I invite you to adopt a new stance. Rather than wanting, choose knowing. Know that what you desire is already yours. Feel the reality of it now in this very moment. For in the realm of imagination, which is the true creative force in the universe, there is no distinction between what is real and what is imaginary. Let me share with you a principle that has transformed countless lives, the law of assumption. This law states that if you assume the feeling of yours fulfilled, if you live from the end as if your desire has already been realized, it must become your reality. But here's the crucial point. You must relax into this assumption.
Relax.
You must let go of any anxiety, any doubt, any need to make it happen. For in trying to force your desire into being, you are actually pushing it away.
I'm not forcing anything.
Think of it like this. Have you ever
I'm
tried
going to start showing.
name? Or in fact, and the harder you try.
So when I'm examining this, extreme lows, extreme highs, of something that's bipolarness or something that I'm familiar with, I was trying to show something in my mind of when these decisions get made, just about how much happiness and pain that we go through. I'm going to put pain here in the corner, and I'm going to put happy up here as well. This is the first version. I just got it raw in my head, but extreme highs and extreme lows, you can see the difference in them. But to get from an extreme low, you're wondering why somebody wouldn't help themselves to get up, right? Why they would continue to do drugs. And as you would try to get up, I'll show you. As you would try to get up, you would see something like drugs, and it would pull you back down. You're wondering why you didn't get off. Somebody that is already rich and prosperous, they would try to get up and maybe say something like travel, right? Some people will go the opposite direction and purchase their happy, you know? Some people are chasing experience. Some people are escaping their pain. Now, it's very interesting because we're all very different. You know what I mean? This is psychology, and you're going to be wondering why somebody would choose pain or a routine of pain. Like, how do they keep in this cycle and not end up on this side of the spectrum and working on their happiness, like Maslow's hierarchy of need? They're over here working on their pain management. Now, pain management, like coping skills, some people manage their pain, and some people are, what's the word I'm looking for? Self-medicating. Self-medication. And medicating oneself. So on the opposite extreme are people that are going into something like nature, spiritual, and to get from this level, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you got to go through some other levels in the middle here. I'm thinking that there are people that do the comfortable, right? There's a box here. Let me put it down the middle of comfort and discomfort. And the paradox is that these people are trying to stay comfortable, and these people went through something discomforting to get to this level. Do you see that? Do you see how this like map is starting to work, right? And in this, comforting things would be something like Netflix, social media, any of it, food, because that'll bring you up and also take you back down. So I got food, drugs, food, drugs in the comfort zone with your Netflix and your social media. These things make you feel, what is it not? These things make you feel like you're going all the way up, but it brings you down. Brings you all the way up, but brings you down. I'm looking for things that keep bringing me up. The rich know this. All upswing. This is all up dopamine. There's no fake dopamine. There's no self-medicating here. This and this system here, I'm trying to get my arm out of the way, is why we end up being in a cycle of keeping ourselves instead of at the level that which we want to to go from a level of comfort to discomfort, to go through, I don't want to get off my ass and I don't want to feel the way that I do, into let me go to the gym. I should probably put the gym in here too. Let's put the gym and diet, right? It's easier to concentrate on in a Maslow's hierarchy of needs for somebody that hasn't eaten, right? And is all the things. They're hungry. They're the whole system. It's hard to write on this, but hungry, lonely, halt, angry. Let's do that in form, the whole halt system. Hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. You're all these things. You're super aggressive, not even micro aggressive, super aggressive in this area. Something else that probably would satiate us, probably like sex or like masturbation. Another one of those bring me up, tear me down situations where I feel good in the moment with my impulse. My impulse to results. And this is all, again, rough draft. I'm doing this with my hand. It's not easy because I'm like literally drawing it out at the same time, and I need both hands to do it. But in the discomfort realm, right, this is going to also have something called discipline. It's the opposite of what as everybody else says. There's going to be some kind of flow here. This one's going to always have chaos. And moving away from pain and chaos to get to being rich and prosperous is a discomfort zone. If you don't want to bridge this gap here, this point right here, by giving up some of these three things here, you're going to give up your masturbation, you're going to have to give up your drugs, you're going to have to give up something. If nothing changes, right? And to get to this zone requires the discipline and the flow and the growth. This is a zone where people have what else can we put in here? Shadow work. You know what I mean, bro? That's some discomfort. But to get here, you got to go through here. And that's why I started to make this map of like the diet of the mind, diet of the body, and then also the discipline. And then also get in where you fit in. When you're in here and you want to be rich and prosperous, it just says happy, right? It doesn't say purchase. Purchase is down here, right? And for the opposite, when these guys are trying to go this way with it, right? They want to purchase. The rich know that they can't purchase their happiness. That's why I put purchases on the opposite side of the equilibrium. It's on the opposite side of homeostasis. It takes us out of homeostasis. You can get another car, another home, accomplishment. You can only buy so many homes. You can only buy so many clothes, right? Purchase, car, home, clothes. The poor are under the belief that they're going to be happy with money, right? And over here it's going to say money and hard work and long hours, right? The discipline to get to this level from not doing these three things and going over here and doing something like these three things, like not going at lunch, but deciding to go make money, or that hard work, working those long hours, right? We are equating, these people over in this section are equating to getting over this section, is it this way? I'm arguing, or this is my way of purchasing that, by giving yourself some sort of discipline. I should put goals in here too. Once you're on this level, now you get to live in a world that's full of fantasy, that you're manifesting, you know, you're a new reality, right? Like, whoa, why does my laptop want to go for a slide? You know, this was a new reality where it's a fantasy, where you're working on your ultimate happy instead of your fake happy. And these are all these here, and this is why the loop thinks almost like, I've heard it before, like ticks. You know, have you ever heard of ticks? That they hit this glass wall here and they bounce back down. And if you take off the lid, they would learn helplessness. Did you know that? That they'll stop jumping that high? That you can train these fleas or whatever you want to call them, bouncing bees or whatever, that they'll never bounce higher. That they'll always get trained, learned helplessness, that they can't beat through this system, that they can't go beyond it. And because they cycle with themselves, cycle up, cycle down, cycle up, cycle down, we stay in a comfort zone instead of a discomfort zone where there's discipline, diets, and goals. We don't want to cross over in here because we want these things more. And that's what it comes down to. It's like, what do you really, 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 really want? Well, if you're addicted to food, well, you're going to get fat punned and you're going to be 27 years old and die at 400 pounds. He's full on addicted to food. You're going to find your addictions somewhere in here. I might as well put comfort as addictions. And they are addictions. Even if you're binge watching Netflix, that's an addiction. It's an allocation of your time and energy. And instead of coming over here where you have to discipline yourself and go, I guess what's the opposite? I guess discipline, if you say discomfort, I can say addictions, and then you can say discipline. But I already have discipline here, but I might as well put it again. It's that important. Discipline. So over here in the discipline zone, or you can call it discomfort, right? You're training yourself.
And
Thanks,
then
Neville. I appreciate you, bro. These kind of things. My phone's possessed. Now you're working on traveling. Now you're working on goals. Now you're working on, what's this other thing say? Your diet and your can't read it backwards. Your gym and your diet, right? So you're in a situation where you're working on your higher being, then rotating on this lower being. And this is why everybody stays below this line. The great equator here is our homeostasis. It's our pattern. This is where we're okay. This is everybody wants to just get to okay. Now, people down here, they're in pain. They're in full-on chaos. You know what I mean? They're depressed. They're complaining. Their ex broke up with them. I'm sure you got the phone call this morning. And somebody's living that way, right? That's just what it is. I know it's running today. I feel for these people. You know, this is where I want to implement Saints-giving. Maybe you do think it's going to be money that gets you to happiness. It doesn't. It's over here. You know what I mean? It's going to be your diet that gets you to happiness. You know, diet in, garbage out, right? Or what about if you're doing that hard work, right? Some of this hard work is shadow work. That's over here. You want to do some of that shadow work. So some of us work hard, right? But we don't go inside and do the mirror work, you know, the shadow boxing, the Wu-Tang, here forever. The long hours are out there. You'll do it. You'll work the long hours. There's something that you want more than anything, right? You'll be like, yo, I want to get to Myrtle Beach, baby. I want to go traveling, so I'm going to work my ass off all the year and then only go for like 2 weeks out of the year. And that's what we do here in America. We'll work, and if you gave us an 8th day to work in the week, 7 days in a week, they polled people. If you got an 8th day in the week, they said they would work again. And I'm on some, goddamn, what happened to enjoying, right? What happened to flow? What happened to just being alive and being grateful and living in this zone? And to get to rich and prosperous, right? To get up to the highest of happiness is through gratitude. Isn't that a motherfucker? Is appreciating, not counting what you don't have or trying to manipulate your own system, pumping it full of, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to pump yourself full of a dream. It's hard to see. You're trying to pump yourself full of these things, and you wonder why they're not working. You know, it just keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down. You keep trying to break free from this glass ceiling, and everybody wants to be rich, but they don't have any discipline. They don't want to save, right? They don't want to train themselves to be better, right? This is education. I should put education in here too. That's that work. That's that work. So some people work long hours at a corporation, but they don't have any extra hours for their education. You know what I mean? This confuses things. So when you're really trying, explain this up close with better lighting. You know, I also would make the kind of idea, the mistake of, okay, well, all I'll do is just be frustrated and I'll quit the drugs, saints addiction on a mission, you know what I mean? And to get past myself. Like, what if I quit social media? What if I just turn it off and go around the world for a year and a half? You know, I don't watch TV anymore, celibacy, and then, you know, get here, you know, then get to the money, you know, work all these long hours and do all this hard work. But then would I be happy? How much time did I spend out in nature? You know what I mean? Like, what's my spirituality level at? I know some people that have some money, but they're not happy. They're not happy at all, bro. They're like no fun to be around. They don't travel. They're stuck in their own house and they're stuck in their own ways. And they got like 6 dogs or 6 excuses to not get to this experience. Where's experience? Bam. To this level where you start achieving goals, not only mentally, clicked out. This, I educated myself on how to better myself. I even worked on my past and I disciplined myself so that I could be right in the body, right in the mind, and achieve the things that I wanted spiritually to experience in my life, to have happiness, to reach my natural state. I'm already at my homeostasis. I already went from hell, pure chaos and pain, to disciplining myself so I didn't do any of this anymore. Impulse to results, right? So I could break free to a situation where I am not just running in a treadmill, which this could be very much so a fucking treadmill. Because then we'll just go grab that money and come back down and do this again. All of our addictions. We'll just keep doing all this Monday through Friday. You know what I mean? And then come right back down for the weekend. Or you give up a bunch of weekends and started going out in nature and like go hiking. And you started sitting still and worked on your spirituality. And you started to test yourself to go do some experiences in your life, extreme highs versus those extreme lows. You know? Self medicating versus medicating self, the higher self, the spiritual self, this version of yourself, this like Buddha level, nirvana version of yourself. Doesn't get it from purchasing more. You don't get it more from having another car or a better car or a bigger home or more clothes. All that keeps you going down to here, keeps you below, keeps you comparing, keeps you below your homeostasis. So now you have to cycle another vicious cycle. And now you have to cycle back around to go buy the newest brands and the newest clothes and the bigger home. And now you're stuck in this level, not happy, but spinning and chasing. Not happy. You look like you're happy, you know, but this is not happy either. It's spinning and chasing. Comes spit you right back down. Right on in here. Into this zone. And don't forget to join Weed Club either. You know what I mean? While I'm coughing, smoking this blunt while I'm doing this, that's definitely Saints Addiction. That's what this is. Well, didn't want to show it, but join Weed Club on Instagram, and new website coming soon. Source and smoke safely. The blunt went out. I was talking too much. I was monologuing. So, I mean, Homath, I've been watching him draw it out. I had some more thoughts like this. I need bigger sheets, like teacher sheets, like a whole wall with big markers. That's what I need. And then I can really get into things. You know what I mean? My phone's already blowing up. But this wasn't that tough. It was just like explaining another tough explanation that I watched another gentleman do on YouTube. And it was like, why do we always kind of self sabotage, or how come we can't break free from some of these levels, and why are these things so almost impassable for me? And that's why it's like, this is why. This is because when you're on this level, when you're like homeless and down and out, homeless area here, your Maslow hierarchy needs are to get out of pain. Like immediately. And that could be drinking, that could be crack, that could be purchasing over here, another trigger of ours, just chasing all the addictions to make ourselves not feel in pain anymore. We do this, we go, I don't want to feel pain, down I go. I don't want to feel in pain, down I go. I don't want to feel in pain, down I go. Instead of, let me invest in this new version of myself. I don't want to be in pain, so I did the shadow work. I educated myself on why I'm in pain. I disciplined myself long enough to be quiet and go to the gym and experience things. And instead of living in this realm where now I'm just doing things, substances, actions, addictions, just because I want to satiate myself. I want to leave my mental realm. And what do? I get even lower. I have no impulse control. But that discipline, it might feel like discomfort. Discipline is said twice, but it's important to be able to control you. This is self knowledge. This is self care. This is true self care. This is not self care. Everybody keeps trying to get more nails. It's not self care. Stop covering up what's inside. Do that shadow work. That's self care. That's going to get you that level of happy that you're seeking, not from these comfort memories, but by going through the discomfort of, why did I choose that person? Why am I like this? Not then, not then, not then. It means why in Turkish. Not then, not then. Why is it like this? Probably because you've been playing it like this. So, don't judge people so harshly. Not most of us have impulse control. All of us are susceptible to these things, and these things important. And if we only had some more discipline, that would be awesome, because then you would be in it to win it instead of in it to stay it, I guess. So get busy living or get busy dying. You know, we all get one life, right? We all get one life. If you want to screenshot it, and it's your choices. So, day one or one day, how you want to play it, you know? Do you have the balls to see a different version of yourself? And that's Saints Addiction. Peace.